Welcome back, everyone. So I have a lot of new makeup that I have to get through, actually. And in front of me right now, I have one of the new Sisley palettes, one of the new Dolce Gabbana palettes. I will have the Clé de Peau holiday collection soon. There's a lot coming towards us in the next couple weeks for, fall / holiday, winter, whatever you want to call it. So I did a comparison so that you guys could see at least the ones that I already have. So these are from my elbow towards my hand. Brown Cashmere by Dior. Birdie Beige by Guerlain. And then if you go on the lower swatch level, it's Dolce & Gabbana, which I will show you today. It's not the Dolce & Gabbana brownish shades though. It's the cool toned one. It's Chrome Star. Because I thought I ordered the other one, but Chrome Star is what came in the mail, which is fine because I love the color story, but it's a little bit different than the other color stories. So it's more like a Birdie Beige, which is why I included that in this comparison, than it is like the Sisley. And then the Sisley. And the Sisley is the Tender Toffee. So that gives you an idea at least of those, what the different shades look like. Again, the Dolce, and I'll do an entire video for it, the Dolce looks like this. It's beautiful packaging, very heavy. There are 6 shades in it, which I think is impressive. I don't love the pans because I think they're a little small, but it's fine. It's okay. It's not like the Byredo one. And then on the back of the Dolce one, it says 10-hour multi-finish, day to night eyeshadows, Chrome Star, and then it has the different shades and it has where you think you should use them and when. So in other words, the one on the top, that shade, it says day and night crease. And then in the middle shade, it says day and night top. So you know that's the topper shade. So if you're somebody who, if you will, struggles with how to use the shades and whether it's more of a day look or more of a night look, at least in a traditional sense, these palettes are great. I can tell you already the formula in there is excellent. So yes, I will pick up the other Dolce. Well, there's 6 of them, so I don't know what that is. 6 dozen, half a dozen colors. I will pick up the other ones, but not until they go on sale because there's just so much that, and these are, everything is expensive. The Sisley also has an excellent formula, and I really think they did an excellent job with the curation because it's a very simple palette, but you can use it in a lot of different ways. On the back of it, it has 1, 2, 3, and 4. It does not go into any details about how to use them. It is 0.25 ounces and 12-month shelf life, made in Italy. So that's the one we're going to use today. Let me focus in on that color story for you so you can see what we're using. You can see that it looks like there's, I would say, 2 mattes and then a satin and then a shimmer. That's what I'm going with. Now, the Sisley Compact has the zebra print, which Sisley has done for years. They've had it on a lot of their different products. I actually like it. I think it's fun. I think it's a little bit different, and I applaud Sisley for having something that stands out a little bit. So I like it. It's also kind of a satiny finish to the compact. Then you've got the 4 shades in there, and it's a pretty weighty compact, not nearly as big as Dolce & Gabbana. The Dolce & Gabbana one, well, first of all, it's a heart, but it's also like hefty. I mean, if you look at the 2 side by side, let's put it like that, yeah. About the same width, but then you've got the heart piece on the top. So if you're looking at it from that point of view, I think the Dolce is more ornate. The Sisley, I believe, is more expensive. I'll put the information down below about what the actual price is. There is a little brush thing in there. I never use those brushes. I mean, you can, but I never do. It's just not me. Okay, so there are 2 shades. There's the Tender Toffee, which I picked up, and then there is the Bois de Rose. Those are the 2 shades that are available right now. They both look really nice. The Bois de Rose is, of course, a pinker color story and a cooler color story, but it looks really nice. There are 4 shades and 3 finishes, which is what I thought they were. And it's 7.2 grams and $125. So that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. The palette finish that reduces the appearance of fine lines. The palette contains a selection of 4 striking deep shades with a glitter, a satin, or matte. I actually had it right. You can sculpt, define, or illuminate your eyes. Agree with all of those things. Sisley's formula include key ingredients from phytocosmetology that are perfectly adapted to the eyelid's delicate skin, caring for them with each application. The melting texture is soft for a comfortable wear all day long. Easy to remove, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I'm gonna take, so these are the 2 matte shades. I'm gonna go with a lighter look today because I am going out later to a Red Sox game. Not just for fun, for like a work thing for my husband, and I don't need too much makeup we're in Boston, so we're not like a very formal town. It's funny because people always think of Boston as like more what's the word I'm looking for? There's 2 different takes on Boston. That it's like a very erudite, you know, very like Mayflower. They think of like Harvard and MIT and that kind of thing, and then there's the, you know, Pakyaka and Harvard Yard kind of thing, where it's the collar working class town, and it's both. But we are not a town, and I say Boston, but I mean Boston and the surrounding suburbs. We are not an area that like gets really dressed up. It's just not a thing. Of course, there are, you know, exceptions to that rule, like everything else. But for the most part, you're not going to find, you know, the most avant-garde styles here in Boston. This is just not how we roll, especially not at a Red Sox game. All right, so that is I'd say the medium deep shade, and I will clean up the outside of the eye later on. So I'm gonna take the deepest shade, which is this shade here, and kind of, I'm just putting it on the outside here. Yeah, these are very pigmented. They are very pigmented. Like they're very soft and they went on really easily, and I haven't had any problems with fallout, but they definitely pack a punch. All right, now we're gonna take this shade, which is kind of this metallic. Yeah, that's really nice. And for the people who ask me, and I get it a lot actually, like why I like Sisley so much, the formulas in the Sisley products really do work better generally than most lines that are out there that have these increased luxury prices. Like a lot of times the brands have, you know, luxury prices, but the formula doesn't necessarily go with it. Sisley, especially for more mature skin, it really does make a difference, similar to Clé de Peau. All right, I cleaned up the outside of the eye just a little bit. We're gonna take the topper shade, that creamy shade. I use my finger generally for these because I feel like, for me anyway, it's the best way to get the color payoff that I want. And I have a small finger and a reasonable sized eye, so, and I like build a little bit more in the middle. Wow, that looks great. All right, we're gonna take the deepest shade once I find my favorite liner brush. Take this shade here and just use it to, again, outer corners. I generally don't line my whole eye. And if I do what I'll show you in just a second. So I line the outer corners, and I always put like a little bit of really a wing. It just lifts it up a little on the outside because my eyes are fighting gravity like everything else. So I always do a little, it's not really a wing, it's just pushing the color kind of this way. I don't line my eyes with the deepest shade, like the whole thing, but I will take like a different shade, like the satin shade in here, and just carefully run it over the outside, the darker shade that's there, and then line the eye with the lighter shade. It ties things together. And it's a softer look and having the whole eye be that deep, deep shade. Let me put on a little bit of mascara and then we'll talk. Back with some mascara. So I am very impressed with the way that Sisley curated the shades. I think they look quite beautiful. I think it's an excellent representation of what tender toffee would be. I think the shades are gorgeous. I think it looks very similar to a lot of the warmish brown shades that we have seen. I would say it's the most similar to brown cashmere. The difference, I would say, is that brown cashmere has the whitish white shade in it that this one does not have. And that shade I do think is very, very special in the Dior palette. If I was going to choose between the two, I would tell you this. The formula in Sisley is better. It really does like alleviate lines on your eyes. Like my eyes look smoother. I can already see it. So yes, the Sisley is better formula-wise. But this shade by Dior, the middle shade, as I put my middle finger up there, the middle shade from Dior, let me just pop a little teeny bit. I would still say I like brown cashmere more if I was going to choose between the two. But I think it's a little unfair because brown cashmere has 5 shades and the Sisley, because I think if Sisley had one more shade, it would basically be brown cashmere. Like it's very close. Yeah, it's very close. The difference is the satin shade in the Sisley is that toffee, beautiful, you know, brownish shade, whereas in brown cashmere, the real standout satin metallic shade is the white. So it's like more, it has more contrast, where this one has, I think, more, not monochromatic, but more leaning that way, because the white shade kind of picks it up and makes it a little bit more, you know, more dramatic. But I love the Sisley formula. It's just as good as all the other Sisley products I've ever tried. It does blur out lines on your eyes. I will let you know how it wears because I will have it on for 12 hours today. So I will have an update about how it lasts and how comfortable it feels. But yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled that they did a fantastic job, but it's Sisley and they did a fantastic job. So if you're interested in the color stories, will I pick up the Bois de Rose? Yes, I will. I will be buying it. But again, like the, you know, Dolce and all of the others, there's so much being released right now. I just feel like I'm going to wait for sales. You know, I've been able to try the formula, so I know I really like it. I've been able to show it to you. But at this point, I don't need more makeup. It's a matter of this is excellent makeup and I would wear it. Yes. So when it goes on sale, I will purchase it. So let me know if you've tried the Sisley. I will have the Dolce & Gabbana soon, and the Clé de Peau and others. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.